Hi, everyone. This week is our very last week learning all about harvest. And I wanted to wrap up our week this week by reviewing all of the things that we've learned. We started this topic of harvest almost 8 weeks ago. We started all the way back in October, and it's been a long time of us learning all about harvest and where food comes from. We talked about popular foods that are grown in Indiana, right here in our city. We also talked about how food gets to us. We talked about how food is grown or food is made in factories and then how it's transported to us and distributed to grocery stores. We talked even about how you can grow your own produce in your backyard. We talked about how food can get to us by lots of different ways. It can get to us by ship or by boat, by airplane or by car or trucks. We also talked all about popular foods that are grown across the world and how different climates allow for different foods to be grown. We even talked about how animals get their food and how animals harvest foods, like squirrels gather nuts or different animals gather food right before the winter begins. Today, we're going to wrap up our harvest unit by hearing from some of our classmates. I said it was optional. I said you could send me a video of your favorite food and how you think it got to you or how it's made. And so today we're going to hear from a couple of our classmates all about their favorite foods. I thought it would be neat just for us to continue learning from one another and then reflecting on all of the hard work we've done in our harvest unit. Has anyone ever had a Chinese dumpling before? Here is a little picture about what a Chinese dumpling or what Chinese dumplings look like and a couple steps of how they're made. We're also going to hear today from our friend Claire, who's going to give us more information about one of her favorite foods, which are Chinese dumplings.
The dumplings are one of Chinese traditional food. We use the wraps and fillings to make dumplings. Flour and water make dough. Dough makes wraps, fillings. We chop down vegetables and meat, add eggs and salt, and we mix everything, the ingredients, and then we wrap, and then we put the fillings on the wrap. Draw little circles after you dip your finger into water and then wrap it. After that, you're done.
The next food we're going to be talking about is a food you've probably all had before: macaroni and cheese. You've probably had this food before, but I wonder if you've ever really thought about where it came from. People make macaroni and cheese. Most commonly, they buy it at the store and they can buy it and make it from a box where they mix some noodles and some dairy products together to make macaroni and cheese. But our modern recipe actually came in the 1400s from Switzerland, which is a country in Europe. So macaroni and cheese, they think people were eating it even in Italy during the Middle Ages as well. They were mixing the wheat products and the dairy products together to make pasta and cheese. So today, we are going to talk about the origins of macaroni and cheese. So we talked about how we think maybe it came from different parts of Europe. And now we have a friend, Elena. She's going to tell us all about her favorite food, and she's going to tell us about where macaroni and cheese, how it's made, and how people get the ingredients for it.
My favorite meal is mac and cheese and the wheat comes from a farm, and the farmer picks the wheat, and then it gets shipped to the store, and then the mac and cheese gets made, and the cheese gets milk, and the farmer milks the cow, and then it gets shipped, and then the milk gets shipped to a store, and then the store, and then the factory, and then it gets shipped to a factory, and the factory makes it hard and creamy, and then it gets shipped to a store.
I hope you learned a lot today, and I hope you enjoyed learning from your friends about some of their favorite foods and where they come from. Today, I want you to practice writing down 2 facts that you learned. So I want you to write 2 sentences about something new that you learned today about harvest and where food comes from and how it's made. So that is your task for today. You can even rewatch this video and learn more from your friends about what their favorite food is, or you can do some investigating and learn more about some of the foods that we talked about today, dumplings and macaroni and cheese.